Smyle Co podcast, where we are a platform to encourage and inspire creators to live their dreams and do what make them smile. We lead by example by raising our frequency and manifesting our reality. Today, my special guest is Chef Gabby Lopez. Hi, Gabby.
Hello.
She was born and raised in Tijuana. She came over to the United States at the age of 15 to pursue her dream of cooking and owning her own restaurant. And now she is the executive chef and partner of two restaurants, La Dona in Ocean Beach and Casa Gabriella in La Mesa of San Diego County. So it's a pleasure having you, Chef Gabby.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I've known Gabby for, I don't know, almost a year since I moved down to San Diego, maybe almost 2 years now. But her story is incredible, and I'm very, very thankful to have you on. So welcome.
Thank you. I feel grateful to be here.
If you want to share a little bit of how you came over here to San Diego and what your dream was and your history of all that.
Okay. Well, thank you again for having me here and hear my story. So yes, like you said, I'm born and raised in Tijuana, and I always have the passion and the love for cooking. I would start cooking with my mother and my grandmother since I was 8 years old. By the age of 8, I was already able to make flour tortillas, rice, beans, and some few more items that normal kids don't. I mean, I was always so fascinating for cooking, but I didn't know at the time what was to be a chef, to be quite honest with you.
So your mom was teaching you first?
My mom and my grandma. I come from a very, very, very good people that knows how to cook really good. We call sazon, like the flavors. And so I moved here with my grandmother when I was about 15 and a half, something like that. And then I go to school a little bit here, but then at a very young age, I become a mom around 17. And then my dreams, by them, I was already dreaming to be a chef one day. When I see a restaurant, it was like I was walking. This is kind of funny, but when I was walking in restaurants or pastry shops, because I love to bake as well, just to look people baking or cooking by the windows, it was like fascinating to me. I was like, oh my gosh, one day I want to be like that. And when I become a mom, it was kind of like my dreams kind of put it on hold, and I didn't even know if it was going to happen ever. But I'm a person that I never give up. In what I did, I put the best years of my life to become a mom, but at the same time, working hard. And what I did, because I wanted to do more than just have one job, because I knew it. If I have one job, it will give me very little money, and then a year after I have my first daughter, I have my second son. So I was not even close to 19. I have 2 kids already. It was pretty hard, like super hard. But for me, I don't know why. I think because I struggle, nothing is impossible. I try hard. And then I started my business as a cleaning house service. And then I did a lot of vacation rental cleaning. And that's what I did for so many years. And then I started cooking here and there, but nothing professional, just helping people over, like tamales or anything they will hire me for. And then I started going, what I did right after when the kids were very little, I said, it's time for me to do something else than this, because I don't want to see myself doing just nothing wrong with that. And I'm never going to be ashamed, because it makes me the person I am right now. Some people hide it. I don't. I tell people and if I have to do it again, I will do it again. Because like I said, it gets me where I am right now. So I start cleaning the vacation rentals. But you know what? In life, this is what it is. You never know who you're going to meet. So in one of the vacation rentals, about 16 years ago, maybe a little more than that, happened to be Mina, that is one of the big partners in Social Syndicate. Her mother owns the house in Del Mar. And I was there with the cleaning, the company, with my company and the other company that were taking over. And I don't know why, she really started talking to me, and I started talking to her. And then for a reason, she gave me her business card. And then I gave her my number and everything. And I don't know why, I got really busy. I didn't call her, and she just called me and said, are you planning to call me? You know Mina, right? So she's very genuine, very, very fun. And then I called her back, and then we met, and then she said she really hired me to start cleaning her personal home. And then she introduced me because I was doing, by then I started teeny beeny doing like, in that time already doing like a little parties here and there, but nothing big, just like random, once a month, once every 2 months, something like that. Then right after that, like a little bit after that, I met Brandon, the CEO for Social Syndicate, and I started doing his house. And he knows, because he knows me really well. So I was like, for me, I was just blessed to have extra jobs, you know? So I would start doing his house, and then the other, pretty much everybody in the syndicate. And then Mina started giving me that. But I was in school at night, and then she said, why don't you do my parties? And I did her parties. And then I started doing, and then Brandon said, why don't you do my parties? I did his parties. And then he said, why don't you do the company Christmas parties? So it was a bless. I'm telling you. For me, it was a lot already at that time. Like, wow, they trust me, right? And then Brandon always said, "Oh, you cook very good, Gabby. I love how you do it with lots of passion and love." And then right after that, Mina said, "Why don't you do consulting for the company?" And I was thrilled. I'm like, "Oh my God, me?" I'm like, "Yes, I do." And I never been a person that, even if in my inside is killing me, like nervous, I'll smile and I say, yes, I can do it. Even like that, I say, I have to do it. Because it's opportunities come, if you don't take it, they're gone. So I did it, and then I did Surf Lodge, Wonderland, the local PB, local downtown, and you name it, and the rest of the company restaurants they have them. And I was just going in there, put some new recipes, and by that time I started getting bigger and bigger in my own private chef and catering service I have. And I started leaving the cleaning on the side, like little by little. And then one day I remember when I did a huge event for Brandon on, I believe it was in Liberty Station with the brick, or what do they call the big thing? You probably not very familiar with that, but it's a huge place where he did a big party in there. And I did that party, and he came to me that night and said, "You know what, Gabby?" He put his arm around me. He said, "You and I are going to do something. We're going to open a restaurant." But you know what? I'm going to be very honest with you. And he knows, because I always tell him that. I thought, okay, he's drunk. He just, he's just happy and that. And no, he wasn't. He called me 4 months after that, and we were going to open. This is funny enough. Let me tell you a story. We went to see a place in La Jolla. It's a pretty big place by Morton's. It was across, and we went with investors and everything, and you wouldn't believe this. He was going to name the restaurant. He looked at me, he said, "You know what we're going to call this restaurant? We're going to call it Gabriela's." Not Gabriela, Gabriela's with the S. He thought it sounds very elegant, and I said, "Oh, that's pretty cool." I don't know until this day why, and I didn't even ask, but somehow something happened. In business, sometimes you plan and it doesn't happen. So he said, "I'm sorry, Gabby didn't go through the things." And I said, "Oh, that's okay." So I continued doing my catering. I was very busy. I was jumping in the restaurants and helping with creating recipes. And then one day he called me again, and he said, "Meet me in OB." And I'm like, "For what?" He said, you just come see me. I have something to show you. And if you say yes, I'm going to sign up. I want you to be my partner." And I was like, "Oh." So I was going to Del Mar, so I returned and I meet him there. And that was the Old Natty's, the restaurant where it happened, La Dona. He said, "Don't look. It's ugly. It's not good. You're going to love it. I'm going to make it like a cantina style. And I want you to be my partner." And I just started crying. And I said, "Oh, it's happening." He said, "It's happening now." He said, and I said, "Yes." So we signed up, and then the story started, like La Dona started. And then I remember when the pandemic hit and came, and then he told me, "You still think you should do that? And we should do it?" And I said, like I told you, I don't know why everybody was scared about the pandemic and, "Oh, it's a bad time, But you see La Dona, it has a big windows. And I told him, I have a faith it's going to work. Let's do it. And we did it. And I have to tell you that I'm very proud, because from day one, even if it was pandemic time, we have a like 1 hour to 2 hours wait. So what I did in there, I put my heart and soul in every day. I went with a smile, happy, make it happen. Because I believe when you put your trust in me, it was everything. And I did for like 2.5 years, something like that. And then I have my second opportunity when the Coens called me and to become a partner in my own restaurant called Casa Gabriella right now. And I accepted, but I have a long talk with I get a little emotional. Because, La Dona for me is always going to be my baby. It's going to be my first opportunity. And I'm still a partner there, I'm not operating now, but I am a partner, and I feel like it's my home too. So, and I talked to Brandon, and Brandon is very happy for me because he knows how much I struggled through my life. And I see a huge opportunity in my life to continue doing what I love to do, which is cooking.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about a little bit? You mentioned with our last interview, your daughter and you inspiring her and telling her, if I can do it, you can do it 10 times
Oh,
better.
yeah. So it's talking about my children. They're like, I have 4 kids, and they're like, I always worry about them that to make sure become a good persons and stuff, and encourage them and be in school, do something for their lives and stuff. And I always tell my kids, I said, look, because when they try to tell me like it's hard, mom, but this, I said, look at me. I came here without like no English, no how to drive. I become a mom at a very young age as a kid. But if I can do it, you can do it. You have all the opportunities in this life. I mean, you speak the language, you drive, you have home, you have parents, which I didn't have the parents with me. I was pretty much on my own. So I didn't have the best childhood, but you know what? It takes me to have more strength to do what I want to do. I'm not going to sit, and I always teach my kids that if you wanted to do it, you can do it. You just have to be consistent and responsible about things and take the opportunities that the life bring you. And yeah, all my kids pretty much, I have to tell you, I'm very proud of them. My younger one, it's 19 right now, and I feel good because I still feel young, and no children anymore. They're older. My younger one is going to be 20 in September, and then he's selling cars and he's taking classes because he likes all about cars. My second daughter, she lives for the cousin on her own already, and she's a designer. She designs clothes, and then she's doing very well. And my other son has his food truck. I don't know why, to be honest. He said, I want to do it just because you inspire me, Mom. I want to be like you. You know, one of the things I have to tell you, I get tears, but happy tears when my kids told me, especially my older son, he said, one day I want to be like you. And I'm like, wow. I mean, inspire people. It makes me feel like very, very happy. He said, because I haven't met, and I don't want to be crying because, it's just happiness, because he said he doesn't have met anybody that persistent and hard worker like me. And for you kids to say that, it's just super good, like I feel like I have done my job well, and I'm still continue doing that, but I don't do it to impress anybody. I feel like it's what it is. For me, being able to be here, I'm very grateful because this country gave me a lot of opportunities, a lot more than I wish. I mean, I could have it in my own country, and here you just have to use it and get it and work hard.
Yeah.
But honestly, it gave me a lot of happiness, this place, and I call home this because obviously I've been living here longer than my own country, for sure. And yeah, I feel very proud of my kids. My older one works, I think right now she just got hired from Amazon. She finished college with a lot of very high points. So they're very, very, they're educated and very good people, and that makes me very happy.
It should. I mean, you've inspired them, and it's an honor to have you on our podcast because, like, our brand is so much more than, like, yeah, we did win first place for our edibles and all this
Yeah.
other stuff. And that's a beautiful accomplishment that we're proud of. But we want to send this message to everybody, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
And
totally.
encourage people and inspire people. And that's what life's about. I mean, we have every opportunity to do anything that we want as long as we put our minds to it. But it takes someone like you to be an example to show your children that you can, you know?
Yeah, well, you have to do that. And you know, funny talking about cooking. When I moved in to San Diego, way before that, my mom and my dad got divorced and separate, right? So this is kind of a little kind of funny story. Funny for me because that I feel like that's what it counts, the love for cooking. So my daddy was a chef, okay? I knew that when I was growing up. He was always chef in different restaurants. When I was a little girl, we live here, we didn't make it, we went back to Tijuana, and then he was crossing every day to work. But the thing it is, we lost when my mom and my dad separate. We lost contact with my grandmother completely, like lost completely, because my mother doesn't drive and stuff. So she just kind of let it go. Not 3 years ago, my niece did 23. That's what they call, right? 23 and me, something like that. So let me tell you. So we find out that all my family from my dad is about 80 people. Okay, and all of them, my great grandmother, my grandmother, everybody were like cocineras, with it's like a chefs. So it comes from my family. It was just fascinating to me why I have so much passion for cooking, because, you know, for some people were like, oh, I have to cook, you know, like, what should I do? You know, for me, I can be working like 12 hours a day, and if I go home and I start baking, I start cooking something, it just makes me I'm peaceful, I'm happy. And if I want to entertain, I always want to cook for people, and just see them enjoying what I cook, it makes me happy. Smile all the time, you know, it's just crazy. It's that's when you cook from your heart. That's why I choose my logo for my recently restaurant, like Casa Gabriella. I work on my logo. My logo has meaning, and I wish you can guys come and see my restaurant. I'm gonna give you a tour because it has so much about me. My logo is a heart in wings, and it's just not the logo. It's what it means for me. The heart means the food comes from my heart. The wins is because I was a little girl when I started having kids. I worked really, really hard. Now they're growing up, they're on their own, and now I'm flying up high. You know what I mean? Like I'm flying finally, doing things that I never have to do before, that I couldn't done it. I'm doing, like, I want to start traveling, take care of my restaurant. You know, never too late for nothing. I feel good. I could have done it like before, maybe choose not to be a good mother. But you know what? I did my responsibility. And now I feel like I'm still young. I can do things like that. And that's the reason. And also, and on the wings, next to my mural in my restaurant, it has, I be able to put a lot of touches about my family. Like I have 2 brothers that passed away. They're on the right wing. On the left one, it's my grandmother that inspired me the cooking the most. So I really invite you to stop by and look at it. So
I would love to.
Yeah,
Yes.
you will love it.
And I encourage everyone, if you get the chance, La Dona is an amazing place in Ocean Beach. Was her first place. And then Casa Gabriella.
Casa Gabriella,
Casa Gabriella, that is in La Mesa.
La Mesa Village. And one thing I have to say, La Doña always going to be my baby. That was my first opportunity, and I was going to be there putting all my love. And I encourage everyone to be around there. Just go and try it. It has nothing but amazing passing down recipes from my grandmother, my mother, all my family, and we put a lot of love into it. And I have an amazing people there that working there and continue doing my recipes, because all my recipes are legit. They're sitting in there. They're very well trained, and these people have been doing an amazing job. And right now I'm in Casa Gabriella, which is in La Mesa Village. And the same thing, it's a little bit more elevated cuisine, which is it's Mexican with a little elevation twist that Chef Gabriela will put in there. But always, always, this is funny. Let me tell you something. I have customers, they're saying, funny enough, because I just smile when they tell me, because they said, oh, you're cooking Casa Gabriela, when they go to Casa Gabriella, right? And they said, your cooking reminds me an amazing restaurant in OB. And I just started smiling. I'm like, well, what name is the restaurant? And they go, oh, it's La Dona. We're like, oh, that's my restaurant too. It's the same chef, you know? It's pretty funny, right?
Yeah,
But
that's really
people
funny.
cannot recognize, no matter that I do different styles and elevate it a little bit, because it's more like family restaurant there. And then La Doña is a little more like a cantina style. And it's family oriented too, but it's more like cantina by the beach and stuff. They still, people recognize the flavors. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
I have a good friend of mine, Steve Rosales. He became vegan, and
Wow.
he's a great chef. He also has a shop in Central California called Raw Earth Juicery, several of them. But his favorite vegan food is La Doña in San Diego. I mean, it's not all vegan, but it has options.
Oh, I have a very good selection. And
Yes.
you're right about that. You know, I'm not a vegan chef for sure, but one thing I would tell you, I love to put flavors, and I incorporate nothing but fresh ingredients and natural things. Because I believe this. See, my mentality is this, even that I'm not a vegan chef, I always believe this. Okay, you went to become a vegan for a reason. You don't want to meat. You don't want to see the meat there. So for me, I respect every chef, but I don't want to put fake meat in there. If the whole point, you want to be a vegan, you don't want to see the meat. So instead of that, I work more hard and put my moles, my adding flavors. And I get those comments very, very much from people, and it makes me very happy when people saying your vegan menu is amazing. I mean, I just can tell you how excited I am about that.
Yeah, he's very, very particular about his food, and the fact that he told me that, it made me really happy that he said that. If you had any advice to anybody that is trying to live their dreams and do what makes them smile, maybe open a restaurant, or maybe follow in some footsteps, or maybe just, who knows, anything, what kind of advice would you give people?
My advice for people is always persevere, like try to do the hardest you can.
Perseverance.
Perseverance, thank you, sorry. And work really hard. The biggest thing here is be very honest, work really hard, and take all the opportunities that life bring you. That's my advice. And it will take you where you want, because I'm the right example for that. If you're honest and hard worker, people will believe in you, and you have to be very honest with you. Anything you do comes from your heart. Like me, I don't fake it. I just go, this is who I am. This is Chef Gabriela. I don't try to pretend to be anybody, and it's just me, and very transparent, you know? So that will be my advice for people. And don't give up. Keep going. It doesn't matter that it will be dark days. Keep going.
I love that. I agree. And I love that about you. Ever since we met, it's very authentic. I can tell that you're not
Thank you.
anything but yourself.
Thank you so
She's
much.
a beautiful person.
Thank you.
If there's, where do you see Chef Gabriela in a few years from now? Any plans?
Well, you know what? Like I just mentioned, my kids are already older enough. They're doing their own thing right now. So I have a passion for baking, I just mentioned to you. So I'm thinking to let my restaurant go in very smooth, hopefully in the next couple of years. I'm going to try to open something else, and I'm working in my mind already in something else. I don't know what direction I will go, if it's the same company I am, or, you never know what the future take you, right? But I want to do something like a bistro fusion and baking stuff, kind of like that, like a beautiful gourmet salads. But always, in anything I do, it will be my own twist of flavors, for sure. So salads, sandwiches, grilled things, like a little bit kind of healthier and without leaving the flavors. I will see myself doing that in the next couple of years, hopefully. I don't know. Like I said, it's just a dream. But remember, dreams, something can come up before that and it changed my mentality. But for sure, that's how it's been my life, dreaming about, look, who would have told you that the girl that was struggling, because I struggled very, very much when I was very young, having my kids. Think about this. Sometimes I didn't even have a money for anything, barely for feeding my kids. And who would have told you that now I'm a partner in 2 restaurants with one of the biggest companies, in the industry. And it's just like trying and work hard.
When you came over here when you were 15, how was that? Was that probably, did you come with anybody else?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Came with family.
Oh,
but
okay.
then like I said, right after I was 15 and a half, like a year and a half, I become I got my kid, so I got involved and I got pregnant, and I will call it a little wrong decisions, because you're a kid. You shouldn't be thinking about having a baby, but what do you do? Just sitting down and cry, or just giving my baby to my mom and raise her? I said, no, it's not going to happen. I'm going to take the responsibility. So, and then I move on. I move myself in a little studio, and I'm going to be honest with you, I barely could make to pay the rent, and I struggle with like anything you can imagine. But you know what? That makes me the person I am right now, strong.
Yeah.
Even my kids said, Mom, you're a very strong person. I'm always like, yeah, I'm going to do it. Why? You come down, and I'm like, no. I'm going to do it now, and I'm going to do it. And I've always been like that, pretty much all my life. A struggle, but then what I believe is this. Like going back at the beginning. So even when people clean people's houses, they just think, okay, I go clean one house and I'm done for the day. And me, I was the opposite. I was always like, no, if I clean 2 or 3 houses, I will make very good money today. You know what I mean? Instead of just one. I was always more like try to get better and better. And the main reason was because I want to provide a very good life for my children. And I'm going to tell you something. And looking at your eyes, I'll tell you this. My children, they never struggled for anything. In fact, I think those kids thinking they were rich kids. I have everything. I managed to have everything in there. Warm food on the table, a spotless home, no matter how much I work. I kind of forget about me for many, many years and just working very, very hard, providing for them. Probably not enough time with them, but I tried the best I could. But they have a very good life. My main goal, it was those kids have a happiness and not struggle or nothing or bad examples or nothing, none of that. So they didn't have any of that. And that's why I told them right now, I said, you have no excuses. You didn't have struggles. You didn't have a bad examples at home. You have nothing. If you don't like to work, I'm sorry, but you didn't see nothing but a hard worker woman in your house, in your life. And they know. They always said that about me.
So I tell people a lot when I tell about your story, talk about your story, is I study the process of manifestation and how that works. And you live by it because you're worthy to receive, because you believe in yourself.
Yes.
You live in love and gratitude, and you're very passionate about what you think. And a dream can become a reality. Everything in this world was a dream at one point. Before that table was a table, before this microphone was a microphone,
Exactly.
It was a thought that somebody made into a reality.
Yes.
So anything we want can become a reality. And it's I'm happy to have your story here so people can see how a dream became a reality,
Yeah, thank you. Like just working hard and being a good person, that's all. Because I have nothing more special can tell you, just being like that. And I think when you don't have the help, you push yourself to do better. Because I didn't. I was on my own.
Well, thank you very much. Is there anything else you'd like to share, or anything else you'd like to tell them about your restaurants or anything?
Well, I just wanted people to come. And like I said, I wish everybody can take the time and go see both of my restaurants, one in OB, La Dona. It's very authentic cuisine by Chef Gabriela, and Casa Gabriella in La Mesa Village. They're both with food made with lots of love, and I'm nothing but grateful in this life for the biggest opportunities that I have. So I hope to see you guys there, and whoever comes to my restaurant, please mention that you see me in the podcast with Kevin. Smile, and I'll be happy to come and give you a bigger smile.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.